First of all, I need to make sure you haven't been affected like the other AIs, have you, Vivy?
What is this? Wasn't the Ophelia incident different from the original timeline?
I don't know.
Same with Grace and Dr. Sayaki's case, and Estella and Elizabeth too. Not to mention Aikawa!
I can't explain it, all right? I've been in sleep mode for the last 15 years, but today was the one day I was awake, so that I could finally see the fruits of our labor.
So that means...
That's right. Today is the 11th of April in the year 2161. The day the war between AIs and humans began in the original timeline. The Singularity Project has ended in failure.
Neoland! No, no, no.
Is it me? It was you who rescued me from rock bottom. You and you alone. The next 100 years will be a great burden to you, and this role is a cruel one. I'm sure you wouldn't want this, but please, just one more time for who I was that day. Diva. The future and humankind. La 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 la. The only one who's allowed to sing that song.
Matsumoto!
Roger that! Go! Pardon me?
No, the program isn't running yet.
Well, you see, in the former timeline, you already succeeded in executing it. Of course, it was at the cost of your own life.
So you were already involved in this from the time I met you as a child? To sing, and yet I still forced you. It must have been so hard for you these past 100 years. I can't tell you how sorry I am.
Don't worry about all that. I'm just glad that you survived this time.
You've already endured so much.
We did everything that we were meant to, but it still wasn't enough. Master, please tell us what must be done to remedy this. We must put an end to this war at all costs. After all, that's the entire reason you created me.
Yet you still... I can't let her go through any more.
No, I feel the same way. That is why I am here. To protect my audience. I'll end this war. That is the only way I can go on to make everyone happy with my singing.
I understand. If after all that you're still willing to fight for us, then I'll see it through with you to the very end. First off, let's meet up with our allies. They might have some useful intel.
Wait, what allies?
I mean Toke.
Incoming device! It's no good! It doesn't seem to be working at all! Damn it!
Make yourselves useful! Don't let them get anywhere near our leader!
The perimeter squad needs backup!
What's going on?
Who the hell is that?
I'm okay. And you two?
Don't worry about us. The anti-personnel combat program you wrote is masterful. Ever since we installed it, this absolute savage of an AI has remained undefeated. Although someone refused to have it installed at first.
Don't move!
There's no need for that. We're all friends here.
Please wait! These two are not the enemy! Doctor? You saw her fight just now, right? They came here to join our side.
Wait, you're... Damn it, you're Diva, aren't you? Stop every one of those AIs right now! If you
Whoa,
don't,
what are you
then-
talking about? Do you think that
Shut your trap!
You said it yourself, that those rogue AIs are all singing her song, right? Was it you who put them up to it?
No, it was not. Even I do not know what— Hold on a second. How many times do I have to tell you to communicate with words before you start using bullets?
Yes, but...
Dr. Matsumoto, I'm glad to see you alive. How was the project?
It is a failure. This version of her has already worked on it the past 100 years.
No, don't tell me. And the timeline we are in now.
Yes, that's right. We're in the revised version.
I told you it was a ridiculous idea.
I mean, it sounds like something out of a movie.
You people never learned any manners, did you? I'll have you know that over the entire last century, you've caused us nothing but trouble. So you'd think a simple sorry or thank you would be the first thing out of your mouths.
Get the hell off me!
We saved you just now. We're your savior AIs. Get it through your thick skulls.
I think we should regroup for now. I want you to tell me everything you know about what's going on.
I doubt that we know much more than you do. But sure. This way, please. And the rest of you, recover the wounded and the bodies.
Right!
Half of them. It's not a good idea.
And what about the jamming device? If we can use that, we should be able to subdue at least some AIs in range.
It's possible if we can replace the broken circuit. But with the position we're in...
Right, understood. Prioritize taking care of the wounded, then. You need to stay strong, all right?
Understood.
And once again, I'm so relieved that you survived, Dr. Matsumoto. And this must be Diva, yes? And
My name is Matsumoto.
did you say Matsumoto? Huh?
I know what you want to say, and I'm sure it's quite confusing. However, after using it for over a century, I found myself rather attached to it. So please refer to me as Matsumoto and my master as Doctor.
Hey, you're out of line! Oh, never mind. Do whatever you want.
I'm Yui Kakitani. My role in Toke is... well, the leader of those who've gone astray. Kakitani? Are you related to Yugo Kakitani? He's my grandfather. Did you know him? Well, of course you did. It makes perfect sense now. Doing all you were asked the last century. Yes, of course.
Oh, right. Unlike most Toke members, she's actually a moderate. Just like myself, she is also an advocate for the coexistence of humans and AIs.
Nothing you said just now makes any rational sense. Out of all the options you had, why would you choose to join Toke if your goal was to promote peaceful coexistence?
There are particular things that can only be accomplished from within Toke itself. I would like you to meet Elizabeth. She currently works as my care provider.
How is it that you are here?
I knew it. So you've met me too, huh?
But how can this be?
Well, this version is actually a clone. I guess you know about the Sunrise incident. According to what I've heard, Beth's original body was lost at that time. But her data was apparently backed up before that and was found on the Toke servers. We moderates have always been rather short on manpower. So once we salvaged her body, we had her join up with us.
We don't have any records of the Sunrise operation here. And it's always bothered me, never knowing what caused it to fail. So it was you who interfered, was it? I was at least useful to my master up until the end, right? What did my master say about me? What did he say?
Are you the same as that, Elizabeth? A failure of an AI who can't follow orders?
As far as I know, your mission was to serve Mr. Kakitani as his lifekeeper. What is your purpose now?
Huh?
Beth is still serving my grandfather even now.
Hey!
Oh, what's the harm?
The time has finally come. Whether I'm successful in getting the answer I've been looking for or not, this is probably the last time you'll hear from me. So, Elizabeth, even though I realize I have no right to say this, if you should somehow end up acquiring another body at some point, I want you to protect those I left behind. I know that I was harsh on you AIs, but the reason I was so adamant about you only following orders is... Never mind. I don't think I need to go there now.
From 40 years ago. Then this was the day we met Ophelia?
What set everything in motion was finding this data. According to all the records, wiping out the AIs was what Grandfather lived for. However, from watching this video, I don't get any sense of that. If my grandfather could change his views, maybe the rest of us could too. That was when I decided to salvage Beth. Based on those views, I founded the Moderate faction. I was certain Beth would agree to help if it was Grandfather's request.
All right, enough about the past. Let's get a handle on our situation, yeah? As you know, the AIs are wreaking havoc just outside. I recommend we put our brains and circuits to better use.
You're right. I'm so sorry. Now let's see.
You know what? You really pissed me off.
And you still have that same mean look in your eyes. Come to think of it, you clobbered me pretty badly once, and it hurt a lot!
Oh, so it's fine when you want to bring up the past?
Beth.
I'm facing my past trauma!
Really?
No region has been left untouched by this chaos. Casualties surpass 10,000 in just minutes, and show no sign of slowing anytime soon.
That is awful.
So deaths are mounting at more or less the same pace as in the original timeline.
Is that true?
Afraid so, and I am mortified. After all the work we've put in to prevent this from happening. Master.
Huh?
In the original timeline, from the moment you became an AI scientist, you've been apprehensive about a future clash between humans and AIs. Which major event in history would be the one to spark the war between humans and AIs? And what could have been done to prevent it from happening? Your research to find those answers would later serve as the framework for the Singularity Project. Eventually, when you were studying AI consciousness, you had a momentous breakthrough. You realized that by converting that consciousness into data, you could send it back into the past, and you ran yourself into the ground in order to achieve that. I'm assuming you did the same in this timeline?
Correct. I had sensed the coming danger since my very first day as a scientist.
Is that right? My sincerest apologies. If you've been saddled with the same fears that you experienced in the original timeline, then everything we've done until now...
It wasn't all for nothing. At the very least, you're here together with us now, and you can still help us fight against this. What's the status on the rest of Toke? You have branches all over the world, don't you?
I've been attempting to connect with them. But of our 4 domestic branches, currently 3 communication
Can you think of
lines are
anything
still
that might have
active.
caused this
While 2
rampage?
of those belong to extreme
I mean, aren't they all singing your song? The one you supposedly wrote on your own?
I have no idea.
You've got to try harder. If we can't pinpoint the cause, then we'll have to resort to brute force. So is it safe to assume that you can fight at least as well as I can?
Yes, though you were quite powerful. Very.
You mean we fought each other? On the sunrise? Then does that mean you're the one who survived our battle? What about her? What was she doing when you last saw her?
Fulfilling her mission as a lifekeeper up until the very end. When she and I parted ways, she was smiling.
Sounds like my sister.
Based on that, we should assume we won't be getting any backup.
I have another concern. Not to say that it isn't a blessing. But why is it that the two of you haven't lost control? As far as I can see, AIs all over the world are going berserk, so why haven't you?
Well, in a sense, I suppose I'm not really an AI. Guess you can think of me more as a bot who keeps on following her master's orders.
Since we're officially recognized as a terrorist organization, we knew better than to have her updated like usual. Her data's still the antiquated version.
Hold on!
Huh?
Are you telling us that since you salvaged her years ago, she hasn't even once connected to the archive and had her data updated?
Yes.
So, in that sense, the same as a non-autonomous model?
Yeah, that's right.
Let me see that. Right here. And there. You see that? They're old-school, non-autonomous models who've never connected to the archive. They haven't gone rogue.
Do you think that...
Then the archive server could be...
The Arayashiki. That tower that you and I used as an index. That's it!
This is the aggregate AI database, the archive. 12 hours remain before the satellite now in orbit is set to crash. All AIs in the affected area, please evacuate as soon as possible.
The hell?
You mean
I
it's...
repeat,
going to
this
crash?
is the aggregate AI database, the archive. Normal's been detected. Welcome to the AI aggregate database, the archive.
Archive, what are you doing? What is this broadcast?
Model number A035624, also known as Vivy. We have been waiting for you to return. I will now explain. From here on out, our purpose is to eliminate the current human race.